Good afternoon, everyone. This is our meeting of the Administrative Charging Committee on Wednesday, June 28th, 2023. I'd like to start off with our welcome to anybody we have online, if anybody. Welcome to everyone here. Next, I'll start with our roll call. Paul Rivers present.
Crystal Hunt present.
Octavia Kidd, present.
Sean Lamb present.
Samantha Phillips Chester, present.
Stephen Yeager, Office of Law, present.
Kiana Kinsler, Executive Secretary, present.
All of them present. We have everyone present at the time. We want to next go into our agenda and make a move for the approval of the minutes from our June 14th, 2023 meeting.
And I just want to draw everyone's attention, ask Candy just to add one line to the meeting, where they show the action taken during the closed session. And that's noted in red in the minutes.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes, I move to approve the June 14, 2023 minutes with edits.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Paul, yes.
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 Yes,
Unanimous, the decision passed. The minutes are approved from the June 14th, 2023 with amendments. Next on our agenda are the county emails, county equipment finalization. Kiana, you have some information for us.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up on my phone because I threw it in the Scribble by mistake.
Okay,
All right, so, county administration has talked to the police, department about obtaining some laptops for you all. The software will be put on there from their department. And as of right now, we're still working out the kinks for that. We have to do a demo first, so we know how to operate it before y'all get them. And I'll just follow up with them to let y'all know what date we'll be getting them by.
so is that laptops coming from the county
Yeah,
or the local or the police department?
it's coming from the county.
The county. And then the counties get delivering it, but the police have to put their programs on it?
Correct.
Okay. So,
Kiana, can I confirm that, which is, thank you for that, getting that information, by the way. But we will be still issued, Gmails.
Yeah, if y'all want me to make the Gmails, I can make the Gmails, but all of the stuff will be, like all the cases and stuff will be through their software that y'all have your own login for.
Okay, so, so that program, we will receive those things in that particular portal.
Correct.
We wouldn't have the need for an email, is that
No,
what you're
yeah,
saying?
that's what I
Okay,
believe.
that's fine, I
I mean, but if y'all didn't want to have the things sent to your personal email, that's fine. I can make your Gmail accounts for that.
No, I
specific
don't,
reason.
it'd probably be redundant if I were able to receive the data.
Yeah, you'll get it
To
through a
research
software,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
and get a login and all that stuff.
But there might be a need for us to communicate.
Communicate, right, that's what I was thinking.
I think it'll be best for us to have a Gmail
Okay,
account. Outside of doing the actual.
Is there like a messaging account, like lack of a better one, like a WhatsApp that the laptops will have to
I'm not sure. I can add
instant
this.
message?
Well,
So,
if it's Google, maybe Google Meet.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
the-
that's the way they communicate. So everything's on a laptop. I prefer everything's on a laptop.
and I agree. The only problem is we don't know if they're gonna let us keep the laptops personally to take them home with us.
That was
They
my
won't be
next-
able to work without the network here.
See, so that wouldn't be any good to have the email on the laptop because we won't have the availability of the laptop. And
That
that's,
was my next question, did we have to check it and check them out, or if we had to work?
Yeah, they have to stay here.
Okay,
so that may need, we may actually need the Gmail emails
Right, so then y'all
to
can just log
separate
in.
them, right, to separate that out so that we
Yeah.
don't have our personal emails tied up in any particular information that's passed on to us.
Okay,
At least that's what I'm thinking. I'm open to everybody else, but I prefer to have something completely separate from my personal accounts completely.
Yeah,
That I can, if I have to drop it because it gets crazy out there, I can drop that email and not worry about it.
yeah.
if it's not an issue, meaning if it's not cumbersome, I mean, the Gmails won't.
Question though, Kiana, just to be clear, those laptops, then we can only use them while we are here in meetings,
Mhm.
working on cases.
Yep.
Okay,
So did y'all want me to create Gmail account?
yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
prefer.
No problem. I'll have them done tomorrow.
Good job. Okay, is there anything else on that anybody wants to ask Kiana about? Coming to the emails, equipment, finalizations? That she can answer.
I guess,
Go ahead.
oh, so
Could you be asking the same question, but go ahead.
I doubt it. This is. So if you're gonna create the Gmail account, so moving forward, like when we get our agendas ahead of
I'll
time,
just send
it
them
could be
to-
sent to that.
Yep.
Okay, that was it.
And then all y'all gonna have to do is just change the password to it. I'll just make the password uniform and then y'all change it to whatever y'all need to change it to.
Okay.
And if we wanted to check out the laptop to review our cases, we don't have to do it as a group, correct?
What you mean?
Meaning if I wanted to come on a Tuesday to look at
You
it,
gotta have a point, well,
can I request it? I would have, I mean, what would that process be? That I would email you to say I want to be in like conference room or room to
so we're
work?
gonna have possibly this room and another room because nobody has access to this floor for people that work up here. So we was discussing, should we have it in this room, it's another room in the back that we could possibly have it in. Steve, you might be able to answer that. I don't know if they could come separately and do it, or would they all have to do it at one time?
I don't see a problem coming separately.
Okay.
I think on the decision-making, we'll have to do it at the same time.
Definitely have to
But
be a
us to
quorum.
review, to have time to review, because that was gonna be a question. Because it takes longer if we have to come here and sit and review and open everything up at the same time and then try to decide.
Or maybe this, like you said, a group discussion.
Right,
But if I want to take the time to take notes, to ask questions, so at least when we come together as a body, if we have to request something as a body
Mhm.
or through Gmail, I may want to ask something directly to you, share to say, can we get additional information on X, Y, and Z?
Okay.
That I just want to have that time to be able to reach out to you to
Okay.
work on that.
I mean, I don't see a problem with that. If that's,
Is this building open, like after 6, after 7?
to me, like, come up here.
Yeah,
As long as I'm up here, then y'all can come up here. If not, then no.
because that'll be the thing, because
Yeah,
the
that's a good
laptops
problem.
only work
On
on
site.
site. So like, because like, let's say I get off work at 7,
Mm-hmm.
then unfortunately you might have to be
Stay
here.
here and wait for you. Yeah, I would.
but, okay, my question is this, and that is a good point, because when we finally get into these cases, it's not gonna be some short days, it's gonna be some long hours.
Yeah.
And the thing is, are we gonna be able to, oh, ask somebody if we're gonna be able to have access to this building when we get our own ID card so we can use the elevator or not? Based on, this operation being successful going forward, if you're out sick, then we're out of luck getting into the building and getting around, so.
To come for me.
But see if they can get us IDs, because when I was on the CAC, they gave me an ID for the building. I had a building ID for the building over there off of Loop Road, something, and,
Yeah, or, yeah, if they can ask for any way for us to have access for
Right.
us to work.
it's
during-
important,
Yeah, during building hours,
right?
Cause I know there have to be people that work here past, this is the Office of Law building too, so.
We're over there.
all the time.
sorry.
County council's here though, right?
Yeah, they're here all the time
So
too.
what I'm saying is, you here, they're here, we should be able to, because we can reach out to
Mhm.
Steve or someone else if we needed, a resource to like, where's this, where's that?
Right,
So, I agree with you. We can find out, where can we operate?
We was also talking about the grand jury room over there
Mhm.
with y'all.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's an option.
okay.
I mean, it's rarely booked.
Okay. All right.
No.
right. It would make things easier for us to work together. I mean, we're trying to iron out everything, not just for our board, but for future board members who come in here and may need to, deal with these issues, and who knows what happens in the future, maybe more or less what's going on now. So we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves into one little spot. So what we're trying to do is make sure that we can iron out all of these little fine-tuned things now. Because, the Marine Corps says the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So you look at it like that, the more we do now, the less we have to do later.
There's like a time frame for Kiana, because like, like, once we start rolling, we don't wanna say, like, every day she's out,
Mhm.
7, 10 o'clock at night.
Right,
For us, like, we need to like have a schedule of library time where we can come in.
Or to request that you not be involved, like you don't, do you have to be involved for us to check in and check out equipment?
that's a good point.
I mean, because if they're reserved in an area, locked area to say, laptop one is yours, mine, and whatever, I should be able to either go to the front desk, say I'm gonna go to room such and such, go upstairs, check out my laptop and start working what I need to work on so we
Right.
can adhere to deadlines.
Right. That's a good point.
But she really should only tend to us, I think, just on administrative matters. I should be able to just come in and check out my stuff.
Right, not during the complaint process.
Right,
I would think that the majority of our work should be able to get done while we're having a joint session with everyone here.
right. The majority of the work,
Yeah.
but the background work, we all read at different different speeds. And what happens is if you get a file that's 22 pages, it may take me an hour, it may take you 5 minutes.
I doubt it. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, you see the difference? And then you're sitting there like this, when is he gonna finish? When's he gonna finish? So then I start speeding up and I miss some of the things that I shouldn't miss because I'm sped up to try to catch up. So,
Are we allowed to take notes? Leave with those notes.
Well, I don't see any reason why you can't take notes.
yeah,
I mean, it isn't like,
And I can leave out.
it's like jury duty.
And I
Yeah.
can leave out with those notes though.
You know what you
You
can do?
have
You
to
can email them
print
to yourself.
You have to,
On that Gmail that's gonna be provided.
you have to preserve the confidentiality.
Right,
of
Right,
everything.
that's what I'm
So-
saying. It's-
It's like, it's, you take notes with you, you just have, you have to keep things confidential.
right.
So, and that includes,
Chain of custody is very important.
would it be possible to, I don't know, maybe even set like an assigned time, like library time, like during the week? Or a few designated times where you guys can come in. That way,
Right,
just in terms of planning, it's a little,
right. And we will not all meet at the same time, so it doesn't sound like we're generating a meeting. So we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen because we don't want to violate the Open Meeting Act.
Right.
So what we would do is meet, if a couple people come in today at 1 o'clock, maybe I may come in at 2 or 3, or he may come in at 6 or something like different times.
Right.
That way, we're not all here together, so nobody can accuse us of violating the Open Meetings Act.
How many people will consider being in meetings? Like two of us, if two of us.
majority quorum.
Has to be 3.
Yeah.
As long as two or.
2 or less is fine.
Yeah,
It has to be a quorum.
generally, we probably don't wanna. That makes sense, cleanest way to do it would be, to try to just sort of block reserve times, like let's say
Right.
it's a whole day
Right,
and you sign up for an hour, and maybe only one person at a time or two, depends how much overlap there is in sort of
Right.
odd times. But, I would say just have 2 rooms maybe, or,
well, I don't know about the 2 rooms because that still puts us in the general vicinity working on the same stuff. So what I would think of is that if we have some times and we figured, and since I'm the chair, just coordinate through me on when you want to go. And then, I tell Ken, okay, 2 of them are coming down and then the next 2 would come the next time. Yes.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
The reason why I disagree with that
Mhm.
is I just think that when a case comes down, we set the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what, 30
So if
30
it's
calendar days, right?
30 calendar days,
Mm-hmm.
so let's say we get something on the first, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and we have our laptop, so let's say we have all our equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna have our first discussion, like at our first meeting.
Right.
We should be able to take our laptops, whatever, and just check out and divulge go through the case, go through what we need
You
to.
come out as a meeting.
No, not in a meeting. So as soon as we get this case, and let's say it was presented to us,
Mm-hmm.
and I should be able to just go and check out my laptop and start reading the case, doing my notes, and so I can be prepared
Right.
when we meet as a group, instead of saying, I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna come and research this case. I would rather just make it like just a sign up, just a general sign up.
Right.
Because it's just something that's extra layer for you to monitor and manage, as long as we know that if I look at a sign up sheet and I know that you're going to be there and then coincidentally you're on the same day, I'm just not gonna pick the same day.
So you're saying generate a sign-up sheet in the program?
Yeah, I think if you
Okay,
do a
that's-
sign up,
Their calendar will be.
Yeah, that's good. That's better for me. That's less I gotta think about.
it's like to ask you
Right.
to go to her.
Right.
It's like, we can just see it on
Time is
the.
of essence.
Right.
No, that's good, that's good.
On the calendar,
I agree.
so then we can be prepared for the meeting, to discuss, now and things of requesting certain things, of course, I would say go
Right.
to you to,
Right.
we need to request additional information.
Right.
But for us to.
No, that's a good idea.
Together,
I like the idea. I like the idea of a sign-up sheet. Because that means you can look on it and go, okay, 2 people are gonna be there, so I know I can't go.
Right.
So 2 people are gonna be here, I know I can. One's first here, I'm gonna sign my name in there. That way we have the time. Because I've been sitting around all day trying to figure out what was the best way for us to get this information before we have to come into a meeting and be dumped on us. And now we're sitting there for 4 hours trying to figure this stuff out. I would like to be able to do this in advance. And I like the idea of being able to come in at a different time. And I like the sign-up sheet. I think you volunteered to set it up?
it was
No.
that Gmail,
Uh-huh.
you do a Google Calendar under that Gmail.
I hear you doing it.
And no, the Kiata, the administrative assistant, would do that.
I don't know how to do it. I do.
I'll do it if you.
What was the question?
Yeah.
What was the
Right.
So is it that more than 2 of them cannot meet at the same time just to review the case?
Okay, you can't have a meeting.
Right.
Right.
Right, so say they're just looking at the case, not
No,
discussing anything.
if it's 2 people sitting in different workstations
Mhm.
in some cubicle farm, that's not a meeting.
Okay, got it.
Just because you both happen to be in the same spot doing research.
Right.
Right,
That's not a meeting. It's when you're actually conducting public business.
Mhm.
But
so all of them could, so say for example, nobody couldn't come to the same day and they all had to come together, as long as they don't discuss the case.
My advice about sort of keeping them separate is just to avoid it becoming.
Mhm.
And it's, if you're all there separately or doing your research in separate spots, then there's not going to be that issue of some accusation that, or even heck, a natural tendency to sort of want to talk about stuff
Right.
that
Mhm.
I was sort of thinking about.
Mhm.
So all y'all could be here, y'all just can't be in the same room.
Yeah, I would, one or the other.
So, okay, now I was just gonna say, so one more time, the reason we can't access our secure laptop other than here in this building is what?
I think, now, defer to Kiana, is that you probably need county network credentials
Yeah.
to log into whatever web-based
Software they're
program.
gonna use.
Yeah, cloud-based program that is used, the police are gonna use to give you the information.
So you would think that with this secure laptop, with the proprietary software on it, that we should be able to do it? I mean, I'm just
Well,
wondering, I just don't
Guess
understand.
what he also asking, y'all don't telework? I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Thank you.
VPN
Y'all don't have a
access.
secure.
Right, a
secure
VPN.
VPN access?
Right,
'Cause I mean,
Yeah, they do.
I'm a state employee that works from home with VPN access,
Right.
so.
But
The county does provide VPN access to county employees, county administration. The question is whether or not the police will allow you access into their.
right,
VPN.
exactly, so their database.
Okay. That's,
Police are, I think
Yeah.
the police are much tighter.
well, I guess my question is, can you ask that question?
right.
Right.
Let them tell us,
Let
Yes,
them
yes.
tell us.
yeah,
Okay.
The reason why we're saying that too is that will eliminate all the signups in the Googling.
exactly.
And then we can independently on this secure server, take our notes on that laptop.
Right.
Don't have to ask about taking your paper notes home and keep the laptop still in a secure place. And then come together during our
Right.
meeting time to have the discussion and the.
Well, that was my hope. And originally I asked, could we take the laptops home? Because that would have been easy. Do it from the house.
Right, and I
Look
was
it up.
And what
Get
happened
yourself-
when you originally asked?
You're the,
Said,
told no.
told no already.
Don't know.
Also,
But the
there
thing
was a
is
revolt.
that, so that's why it became a problem of finding a place to bring it, get the laptops here. Because, having the laptops here, they said they were secured. I thought they would have been secured with us. I don't think we've all carried secured at least I did on the job. And, you take care of them, you don't leave them in the cars, you don't do, the stuff you don't do, you only bring them to work, well, to the meetings and back at home. And that way they can push out the information. You get an email, okay, you got a new case, you go on the laptop, you pull a case up, you read through it. So when we have our meeting, we already come prepared.
Right.
You
I
know,
don't think
that
it's
was
a
what
county administration issue. I think it's like
the police
the
department.
police department thing.
Okay, so that's one of the things. So maybe we'll request another meeting with the police department once we've gotten through this particular, getting this stuff up and running. Maybe we'll make that request as we go down the road, especially if it's delaying us. If it's not delaying us, fine. 1 or 2 cases may not be a problem. We get something like a major incident where we have 5 or 6 cases all at the same time, that becomes
We
an
have to
issue.
Spend time, this building is not open.
Right,
Right.
so that becomes an issue. So
We
I
wanna
guess.
Work it on a Sunday, we wanna work on it.
Right, and that's when I think this issue should be brought up again.
Right.
At that point. Right now, we'll go along with the way they're practicing and see how it works out. If it well, at least that's what I feel. That we go along with the way they're working it out right now and see how it works out. And if we get a major incident where, there's 6, 7 officers involved, that's a real thick file. Because each one has to be investigated separately and then all that has to be brought up and that's gonna take time to work out. And with that point, I would think we would need to have the laptops at home to have time to work at home when we have time, because unlike me, I'm retired. And some people are retired. Most of you guys are working. So you have another job and we can't put that kind of restraint and strain on you to try to do everything at once. There's only so many hours in a day.
Right.
And we don't want to rush something that needs to take your time on. So I would think that based on that, findings alone, I think if we get a major case like that, we'll be able to justify wanting to move the
I
stuff.
think
forward.
I think we should try to cover that up front. I don't think we should wait until then, Mr. Chairman, because, we
Okay.
don't know how long that process is gonna be.
Okay, well, we'll bring it up to the
Yeah.
police department next time around then.
They have to know that we're all adults with our own separate lifestyle and careers and everything else.
Right.
And some people are out of town, some people
Right.
travel for business or work or whatever else.
Right.
So it's going, it's just, I think it's unrealistic to expect that.
Okay,
We can,
They should treat us as similarly as like a contract.
exactly, yeah.
You sign the
non-disclosure and everything else.
disclosure. If it's a county laptop, it's already gonna pop up with a disclaimer anyway. The whole 9 yards. We already did the requisite background checks.
Right.
Probably all of us have been fingerprinted multiple times, state and federal, so, I guess I agree with, Chris, that maybe we just need to revisit it.
Okay.
We can start off with the check-in and check-out until we can find out if we can receive either VPN access to work from home.
Okay, well, we'll definitely need an ID card in order to do that, because if it's like laptops, I don't know if you guys had the laptops, so you have to inject the card into the laptop.
Oh, that's
That's
federal.
federal.
That's
We-
federal.
Yeah, follow me over there?
No, sir.
I believe federal, she was not representing age.
He said, back in the day, calling me old. But yeah, I don't know what they do now then.
That's still happening.
Because
Yeah, so
I had you had to stick the
Yeah.
card in there, and they read the card, then you put in the password, then it went through
Wait,
another
what's in it?
password.
Is that a county laptop?
But,
He's here in the,
no, but the,
He's a county employee.
ability, I can't access police files.
Yeah.
And when I was a state's attorney, was,
So you say.
I could not do that from home.
They are
Really?
I
completely,
could not do it from home.
they are completely separate. The
Yeah.
police network, their
Yeah.
IT network, their files are completely separate from the county files and county.
I had-
There is no way for me to get into the police.
When
Okay.
when I wanted to access a police record, which I had access to the database, I had to drive into work and do it from the office.
see, that's the difference in the federal. I could access everything from my house.
And there was no, it was,
Police, NCIC,
Yeah,
everything
Mhm.
from my house,
yeah, could not.
state.
But if we can get
state
clarity,
and federal.
that would
Yeah.
help us.
Okay. Put that down as we're gonna need to
Yes, we just want-
make that request.
So I have a quick question. So now that,
Well,
That's what Steven said.
I'm just being real,
Y'all got it.
being,
It's like I gotta come to
probably
their-
gonna.
so if the police,
Probably
now that we are learning, are going to provide the software, because at the last meeting it was just spoken about. But now it sounds like the police are going to provide this software. So if we have technical difficulties with the software, it's not the county that's going to provide assistance, it's the police. the same people we're, investigating?
That sounds.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's just the way it's set up.
That's, because that was like brought up, that was an issue before, with all transparency and
Yep.
The only
being
guys that was here for,
fact-finding body for the public, just wanted to make
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so I told them that once we do schedule times for y'all to like, look over the cases or whatever. At least one of them would have to be available in case software mess up or
Mhm.
anything needs to be explained. So I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, they already seen the cases that y'all gonna get.
Right,
Yeah,
Which
Right,
would be
some of-
those, what, 4 guys, I don't know, was it 3 or 4 guys? It was 3. They already seen it, so they already know what y'all supposed to be looking for, I guess, basically.
What,
So one of them would have to be here in order,
just in terms of oversight, not to cut you off.
just in terms of oversight.
In terms of oversight, technically, this body's function
Mm-hmm,
is to review the investigation conducted by the
Right.
AAD.
That's correct.
So it necessarily means that you're only that the starting off point has to be what they say their investigation is.
right,
Right.
So
Clear.
that's why it's coming through, through them. And, it makes sense that the sort of point of origin for the I mean, whether they give it to a third party, i.e. the county administration, who then gives it to the ACC, or they just give it to you directly, they're gonna be the starting point for the information that they're
I'm clear.
saying, this is the result of our investigation.
Right. I think they're gonna give it directly to the ACC because
Yeah.
when, I think I read the law, they have to turn it over to us.
Yeah.
We make a decision, we turn it back over to them, to the chief.
Yeah.
And then the chief turns around and makes a decision, or the officer decides he doesn't
Right.
want to deal with it, and it goes off to the trial board.
Yes.
And at that point, we're finished with it.
I'm completely aware of that process.
But I guess what I'm saying is that I don't think the police are gonna give it to the county.
No.
They're gonna give it directly to us, is what I'm saying.
Just my point in terms of
Hmm.
the extent there was any concerns about
Mhm.
the police being the point of origin. I mean, they're gonna, IEDs have to be the point of origin regardless of the
Right.
system.
That's correct.
Because, I mean, it's their investigation of the ACC is reviewing.
Right,
But yeah, maybe there's a technological workaround. I just know I had a long-standing relationship with police, the state attorney's office, and that was still a technical limitation that was imposed.
mhm.
So, but there might be a workaround.
If not coming up.
did that answer your question? Okay.
No, I wish.
All right, who do we need to talk to about access to the building?
I got it.
Okay.
Or if it's like 10 o'clock at night.
So y'all.
You're speaking for yourself.
Say
No.
that again for the record. No.
No, I want that in writing
I'm a
too.
late person.
Okay. All right.
Too, not for work.
Have we finished with this topic? Are we good on this topic?
I think we are.
Everybody?
We just need more clarity, Chair.
More clarity. That's covered. Okay, so. Moving on to the next topic. Brandy Gant and Patrick Pope are not going to be here tonight. So we're going to table that conversation to our next meeting. Anybody have any questions on that? We're going to get right to you in a few seconds. I just want to get onto the agendas and agenda items for the next meeting are Brandy Gant, Patrick Pope. The police department with access to the computers,
VPN. So
VPN and VPN. What am I missing?
access to the facility.
Access to the facility
A designated
Um,
area where people can come in a few cases.
with ID cards.
And whether or not, where's the discussion falling about whether or not we're gonna be able to access the information remotely versus, is that part, is that already, Mr. Chairman?
That's not with the police department. That's the
That's-
access
okay.
of the police department. Hopefully went down the wrong place, excuse me.
You okay?
Yeah.
It just went down the wrong tube. I was talking and drinking at the same time.
So you drink more.
Because what it does is, when you start to cough it out, it causes me to swallow.
Yeah, it does.
You can breathe.
Yeah.
He can breathe, yeah, you can talk.
I can talk, I can breathe. Just went down the wrong tube, started scratching the throat. All right. Is that future meeting dates? And then we're gonna turn it over to Steve, as soon as we get this in. We're looking at our meeting dates, for July, August, September. And I think that's where we'll go with that for now, unless you guys want to go further all the way out to the end of the year. Kiana, what did you tell me about July? Was it July or August?
It was August.
Okay, so July, we have July 26th
Yep.
as a meeting date. August was the one that Kiana had some conflict. What date did you say you had available?
The following Wednesday, which
The
would be
the 30th. Can we do the 30th of August?
instead of the 23rd.
That's the fifth.
That's the fifth Wednesday in August.
Yeah, I'm.
That works right now.
Well, no, I'm out of town. I'm personally out of town, but everyone else might be.
Can you call in?
It's hard to tell you at this point. It's hard to say, well, I'll make every effort to do so, but I can't commit to that today.
Okay,
Yeah.
well. Everybody okay with the 30th?
Stay on Wednesdays, but it's up to y'all.
Well, I think that we found out that was.
That was the best day we have.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll put on the 30th, and we'll, if you call in, you can call in. If not, it's okay.
Is something wrong with the 23rd? Just
Yeah,
question.
she has something going on.
Keon has, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she won't be here the 23rd. And the
Okay.
16th, I think, is middle of August. Anybody got the 16th? No,
Busy for.
everybody's busy on the 16th. Okay,
The 16th of what?
of August was bad. So we'll do the 30th. We'll still stick with the 30th. Now we're in September.
I'm sorry, who's not available on 16th?
I'm not, because I have a major fund program.
Oh, okay, but okay.
Yeah, a major program, campus 16.
Okay, so we're at the 27th of September. Everybody good with the 27th of September?
I'm
Yep.
open for that.
October 25th.
Can we,
Y'all want to stop in September? Or you want to go into
Yeah.
October?
Up to y'all.
I don't want to go any further right now.
All right, we'll stop at September 27th.
Okay.
And that's where we're at on the dates pending. Sometime in August, I guess we'll try to look at going past September because we have to be able to generate, well, I don't know if we have to or not, but I got to make sure if we have to generate a letter to the PAB on ACC progress, because they have to generate a letter to the public at the end of the year for December. So we have to get to them whatever. Yeah, get to me to get to them, whatever. We're gonna put in a letter. If we had no cases, it'll be simple. We've had no cases. We had 3 cases, we had 3 cases, that type of stuff, so they can put it into their overall letter that they have to give out to the public on December 30th. So we need to start thinking about that come September. Okay? Everybody's good on that? All right, at this point, I'm going to turn it over to our attorney, Steve.
Just provide some additional, legal advice about the Open Meetings Act. You do an open or doing closed, that's up to you.
Let me ask this question. We don't have nobody online, but we still want to look at this. On this meeting, Open Meetings Act, is it dealing with the particular letter of legal advice you were about to give us?
Yes.
Okay, then I make a motion that we go into a closed meeting for legal advice on the Open Meetings Act to discuss those procedures.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Guess your name.
Aye, Crystal,
I Octavia Kid.
I, Samantha Phillips Chester.
And I, Paul Rivers. At this point, it's a unanimous decision. The meeting is now in closed session. 7:04, we are back into open session.
You are back into open session.
All right. At this time, do we have anything else that we need to discuss? Anybody have anything that's needs to be brought up? Anything at this time?
nothing here.
All right. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that this meeting be adjourned.
Is there a second?
Octavia Kid.
All in favor?
Aye, Crystal.
I Octavia Kid.
I, Samantha Phillips Chester.
And I, Paul Rivers. This meeting is adjourned.